What's up, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, man, that you are listening to this. Glad you're here. I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology's Daily Devo, and we are in Judges chapter 6, verse 17. This one kind of runs with what we did yesterday, so I'm going to go back, give a little background, and then we'll jump into it. So we've got the people of Israel doing wrong again, and then he sends angels of the Lord to talk to them, tell them the reason why this oppression is happening to them. And then this angel of the Lord goes and he speaks to Gideon and tells Gideon, hey, you're a valiant warrior, bro. You got it, man. Take over and I'll be with you. And then he was like, whoa, I can't do this, man. He's like, what are you talking about? I ain't strong enough. He's like, no, you can do this. You can do this, Gideon, because I will be with you. And so after he says that, that's where we are right now. He says, and he said to him, if now I have found favor in your eyes, this is verse 17, then show me a sign that it is you who speak with me. Please do not depart from here until I come to you and bring out my present and set it before you. And he said, I will stay till you return. So Gideon went into the house and prepared a young goat and unleavened cakes from an ephah of flour. The meat he put in a basket, and the broth he put in a pot, and brought them to him under the terebinth and presented them. And the angel of God said to him, take the meat and the unleavened cakes, and put them on this rock, and pour the broth over them. And he did so. And the angel of the Lord reached out of the tip of the staff that was in his hand, and touched the meat and unleavened cakes. And fire sprang up from the rock and consumed the meat and the unleavened cakes. And the angel of the Lord vanished from his sight. Then Gideon perceived that he was the angel of the Lord. And Gideon said, alas, O Lord God, for now I have seen an angel of the Lord face to face. But the Lord said to him, peace be to you. Do not fear. You shall not die. Then Gideon built an altar to the Lord and called it, the Lord is peace. To this day it stands at Ophrah, which belongs to the Abiezerites. So what happened, man? What just took place? Well, when Gideon heard that he had found favor and that the Lord would be with him, then he asked the angel of the Lord to prove himself to be who he says he is. And the way he was going to prove it is by bringing a offering to him. And so Gideon goes out and he's like, don't leave till I return, man. He's like, don't leave till I get back, man. Okay. And so he takes off. But the funny thing is, it says these things. It says that he went and got a young goat and some unleavened cakes. He made a broth, and then he made this meat. So, this ain't like now where whenever you go out, you gotta, you just go to the fridge, grab something, pull it out to cook this meal. Like, this brother Gideon told this brother to wait. But what he had to do is he had to go out and get a goat. He got a live goat, you know what I'm saying? Because this is back in the day. He got a live goat. He slaughtered the goat, then cut the meat that he needed in order to cook the food that he was going to offer to the angel of the Lord from this goat. And then he takes the time to bake out the cakes. So he gets the flour, gets the barley or whatever, puts it together, mushes it up, and then bakes the cake. And then he cooks broth. So he's got the meat, got the vegetables or whatever it is he put in there to give broth the flavor. Because he ain't going to make no flavorless stuff, man. Gideon trying to hook this brother up, man. Imagine how long it takes. I be trying to make 15-minute meals all the time. It don't work that way. It's hard. And I got all the stuff prepared. Gideon, I just told you, had to do all that stuff on his own. So I'm guessing this had to take quite some time, man. If not a couple of hours, man. And so Gideon's got this brother just sitting here waiting. But he said he'd wait. And he waited to him. Anyway, so he got all this stuff. Just think about that, though, man. The patience that this brother has. Whenever at first he didn't even believe him. The angel of the Lord has patience for Gideon, man. And so Gideon brings the stuff out to him, man. He's like, hey, here you go. Here's all the food right here. I got you hooked up, man. And then the dude says, set it on the rock. And so Gideon did that. He stretched out his staff, and as soon as he touched it with his staff, it just went up in flames. Whoop. And then, Gideon was like, oh, and then after it went up in flames, whoop, the angel disappeared. So In a way, it says, I think it says, it's like he rode the flame up to heaven again with him. It was just like, whoo, you know what I'm saying? He took off on that flame because he just disappeared. And when Gideon saw that, he's like, he perceived it was the angel of the Lord. It's like, wow. When I saw that, he's like, I recognize that this isn't just some random dude sitting up under a tree trying to tell me I'm cool. Even though the words that he spoke seem to come with some authority because it says the angel of the Lord, and then it says, and the Lord said. It said, and Yahweh said. And so he recognized the authority in it, but when he saw that, then he automatically knew. And he was afraid. He's like, man, how can I do this? I just saw an angel of the Lord face to face. What's going to happen to me? I'm freaked out. I'm scared. And then the Lord said to him, hey, it's okay. Be in peace. He says, be in peace. You won't die. And after that, said Gideon built the altar there, and the altar's still there to this day. So, what do we take from this? Well, you probably already heard me say it and hint at the patience that the Lord has. And I know we want to do some things for God. We want to show Him, reveal. We want to do all of these things, but sometimes that's not what the Lord wants us to do. You know what I mean? He has patience for us to try and settle and do those things because He loves us, man. But that's not His desire, because He has some specific things that He wants Gideon to do. Namely, He wants him to overthrow these Midianite people who are oppressing him. But Gideon is waiting because he's trying to actually not just offer a sacrifice to God. He's really trying to confirm that the person who speaks with him is divine or is a messenger of the God of the Israelites. And so it's still a little bit of doubt that he has that's going on in his mind, causing him to do this stuff because he's scared of his own, I mean, scared of his own shadow. But God has patience in that. God is patient with him despite that thing. That's a beautiful thing. That's a wonderful thing. And then next, I guess, what is this show about us? I think it shows that we test God a bit, and that's a theme that we get from Gideon is that he continues to test God. He continues to ask God questions. One thing about Gideon, though, that we're going to see is that even when he tests God, that afterwards he follows because he finds confirmation in that. And so, I'm not sure that doubting is the greatest thing. Actually, I'm sure it's not. It's not the greatest thing. But I would love for us to remember that whenever Gideon continues to press upon the Lord is patient and He reveals Himself. He's patient and He reveals Himself. So what can we take from this application? And I guess it's really just what I just said: is that the Lord is patient and that He reveals Himself. And so if we ever have any doubts, man, any troubles that are going on in our life, go to the one who can answer them. Go to the Lord because He's the one you're worried about. So go and ask Him, man. Search the scriptures. Read through them thoroughly with a fine-tooth comb. Go and talk to people who know Him that you know or you feel have been moved by the Spirit. Ask them about His character, His nature, what it is you need to know. Because He will reveal Himself. He will show Himself in His patience, in His goodness, and His awesomeness. He showed out here, man. He rode up the flame, man. Back to heaven, man. And the thing is, He says, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I'm going to reveal myself to you. And when I do, it's going to scare the bejeebies out of you. But don't be afraid. Because that one that you're scared of is the one who is going to be with you against your enemies. I'll see you guys tomorrow as we continue studying through Judges.